Hey, so this is gonna be an interesting video. I actually picked up a real preschool in Rajnagar Extension, Ghaziabad, and did their complete brand identity system. Basically, ranging from a simple landing page to Mascot to color, typography, their comprehensive brand guidelines, and in fact, billboard campaigns, ID cards, how their bus and maybe their building can actually look like. So it's a very elaborative kind of a case study project that I'm excited to show you guys. Also, just for a heads up that it's not a paid project, at least not yet. So it's not an official collaboration kind of a thing. It's just me trying to brainstorm my expertise for a real preschool. All right. So just to give you a quick walkthrough of what Xavier Kids is and how are we gonna actually map this out. This is their current website, just for your reference. I wouldn't really go too deep into what are the faults or all those things, because I'm sure somebody who designed this must have worked under those particular constraint in that time and must have been aligned with the vision of the management. But I'll just give a third POV. So the hero section was actually not really working that much, because first of all, this wasn't talking about what Xavier Kids stands for, or maybe what 3 points that makes Xavier Kids different. So hero section is like the digital billboard of any school. We shouldn't really leave this to some random illustrations. Also, this enroll now button isn't really working because this entire hero section isn't even text. This is an entire image in itself, and it is placed directly right there. So there, I can't even select this text and anything like that. From SEO POV as well, this is like a big blunt. Apart from that, throughout the website, they have been using some stock images. It's a big no, because we need to establish that trust factor. And one more thing, that the entire website right now was like a SEO dump kind of a thing. If our parent is actually reading this, so this is not going to be a very good experience for them. Also, their current collaterals weren't actually looking like a cohesive identity. Like, I have been to their school and interacted one-on-one with the principal, and I realized that the school is actually too good on ground zero. They have been providing all the good facilities that a preschool should actually provide, but that same impact wasn't really translated to parents via any digital or physical collateral or any brand communication, maybe at least not to the actual potential that they had. And it's not just the case with Xavier Kids. If we can think of any preschool, at least most of the preschools in India, then it's almost the same problem. If you swap the logo of any collateral and just place any other logo, then even the staff member wouldn't be able to realize the difference. So how can we expect the parents to get that recall value into their mind? This school is already located in the heart of Rajnagar Extension, basically heart of Ghaziabad. They are already competing with some major established franchisee businesses which have mega agency budgets. Alright, so that was a super quick context of what I'm gonna show you. Everything that you are about to see is actually production ready and able to go live tomorrow. In order to begin with this journey, we first needed to identify what makes Xavier Kids different. First of all, we did this research about Xavier Kids, and we found out that, okay, since we have been providing all the facilities, we are already located in the residential area around premium society. So we are somehow catering to working parents. And the entire vibe when I went to the school actually was somehow school not just trying to teach, but also they were so much inclined towards providing care. I thought that why not to position it in the safest possible manner, in a way that it can transmit that homely wali feeling. That is why we then finalized the positioning of Xavier Kids. This is how we landed on our tagline, ki, okay, where little minds feel home. Then here comes like the biggest elephant in the room. Throughout the video, you will be like listening about this distinct identity that I am emphasizing on. How can we make it so different? Even with the name, or even with the tagline, or even with the copy, there must be something that can make our work easier. So in those cases, usually we can complement this with an external brand element, which is usually a illustration or a kind of character that people can remember. and most importantly, kids can resonate with. That is why we gave Xavier Kids our distinct character. That's Golu. I'll just show you something. This Golu wasn't really a piece of a cake for us. I had that vision ki okay, we need to work on a special character for Xavier Kids. But this is a very broad problem statement. Let's see what are the possibilities for a mascot or for a character that we can use. We did a little mood boarding around it. How could these characters look like? Though I was initially inclined towards this. Maybe we can use this for any other project, but right now I couldn't really find it out to be scalable enough. So yeah, that was a very broad mood boarding that we did. And then we doubled down to okay, since we are catering around 2 or 3 major keywords, that's around home, around like little minds, which is somehow related to growth, and it should emit that feeling of comfortable environment. That's why we then moodboarded some specific keywords around it. How about a house or home? I was personally inspired by this homely logo because it looks clean and so sophisticated at the same time. And then the sprout part for that growth and how we can make a complete family of this character. Then we went on to the implementation part, and this is where it was more like expectation versus reality kind of a meme that we usually see. I'll be very honest, this looks more like that shit emoji. Then we thought ki let's just dig deeper into it. Like Nano Banana disappointed a lot this time. Somehow ChatGPT surprised me, though we later refined it. This particular part I needed a tail around it that it can look better. Yeah, here it is, this cute little tail. And then we just prepared a very fun expression sheet, then logo marks. I'll just give you a quick glimpse of what 2D versus 3D here is. So basically 3D version isn't really scalable enough. If we are talking about that fab icon, or maybe if we are moving forward with printing a particular logo, usually it's not a good ideal choice to move forward with a 3D icon for a logo mark. So the safest and most reliable choice is to go with 2D version. So that's why we created this 2D logo mark. So this fav icon, it should be visible at 64 by 64 and 32 by 32 as well. We need to declutter this logo mark. If we see the 3D version, then we have a smile, then we have shadows and texture, but that wouldn't have been visible in the 2D version. That's why we keep a more minimalistic version for that fab icon and the logo part. There were 2 logo variations, the horizontal stacking as well as this vertical stacking. When should I use the horizontal version versus when should I use a vertical version? Like, what would have been that quick rule of thumb that I can just communicate to the management so that they can use these collaterals without my interference? If we are inserting a logo into the layout, then we can use this horizontal stacking. All the collaterals like business cards, ID cards, and in fact website, we can use this horizontal logo like 90% of the time. But when the logo is the only focal point, just like main gate of the school or maybe some other areas where we need to just focus only on the logo itself, then we can use this vertical stacking of the logo. I think that just eradicates all the confusion of the table. Okay. There were just 2 color modes. We didn't go with some complex reversed variant or mono colors or all those things. No, because those logo variants are usually hardly remembered by the management and they somehow end up being implemented wrong. So from the very first step, we just took these 2 variations, colorful version that we can use on light backgrounds, and this is the light version that we can use on colorful backgrounds as well as dark backgrounds. Then I'll just not go too deep into this, but this is something that like the management can refer to like a bible of their brand identity. Also, we just use these primary colors, and in fact this is a warm terracotta if I'm actually pronouncing it terracotta correctly. So this is not actually orange, it's a warm clay and earthy kind of a vibe that we needed to give to the school because we are talking about the home, right? So it should just connect with that warmth in itself. Other than that, yeah, these are some neutral colors, and yeah, then just gave a very quick reference for the ratios because okay, so I just wish that I don't drift myself out of the track, but it's important that I address this, that the main agenda behind creating a brand guideline is not to create more dependency upon the designer, but in fact it's like being able to delegate this to non-designers as well, so that any person in the management or even at the staff level can actually read this book and can implement them as it is with as less mistakes as possible. We need to reduce the chances of any confusion throughout. That's why we just try to create this color ratios and then font pairing and like literally everything. Just for a heads up, we selected this Nunito and DM Sense. There are two reasons for selecting this font. We need to look for a font that has rounded corners and not some sharp edges. Of course, these are very small decisions, but when every small decision go into that big basket, then we have that broader identity. That's why we chose Nunito, because we need to emit that safety feeling throughout. Also, the second reason of choosing this Nunito and DM Sense is that both are Google fonts, both are free fonts, and they have very strong Devanagari support as well. Let's suppose Xavier Kids is based in Ghaziabad. They need to cater to Ghaziabad parents, maybe sometimes in the Hindi language as well. They can rely on that exact same font family without any confusion. And then a little text hierarchy that we created, and then just a glimpse of the illustration that they can use. Other than that, the photography direction. So this is more about what not to do instead of what to do. We need to move away from stock photos and those posed photographs and just try to integrate more and more real moments and candid shots and just connect instantly with the parents. Okay, then buttons, cards and icon system, social templates. That was about the brand identity. So this is the separate deliverable. This entire document has literally everything that you would ever need to just at least move forward in the right direction without deviating or drifting in the long run. Once we have prepared this brand identity, we have already worked on tagline part. We already learned about okay, this is what Xavier Kids stands for. Now here comes a ground implementation. How we can leverage this created identity into some parent facing collaterals. So yeah, that's the interesting part we are entering right now. So this is the social media post that we created, and these are just 6 templates for now, just our rough overview of how a cohesive identity can look like. And of course you would observe that right now there are no reels or no videos or all those stuffs, but yeah, this is something that we need to work on. Usually the reels and videos can be provided in the templatized format, like 2 or 3 formats, so that the school can use them in the long run by themselves. At least they can ship semi-professional level output independently without 100% dependency on the agency that they are dealing with. So this was about the social media stuff. But this school is actually located in the society. So we need to think of, okay, how we can leverage it in more creative manner. That's why this lift ad has been created. It's like a simple campaign concept that we can prepare. So one thing to observe here is that we have deliberately not used those cluttered feature listing 1:10, AC classroom, experienced teachers. No, we need to position it in a premium manner. Every another school is going to be talking about those same stuff. That's why our job is to create it in a distinctive manner, trying to subtly integrate that recall value of our mascot character. We are talking about some emotional touch points that the parents can feel. More second home than a first school. Nursery shouldn't feel like an entrance exam. All these things subconsciously give that feeling ki okay, this is like second home for our kids. Okay, that's the main vision that brand identity already gave us. That's why creating that positioning is so important before touching any pixel. And then we created the billboard campaigns as well. This should be something worth of taking screenshots or going at least viral at local level. Parents clicking the photo of this billboard and just sharing them in the WhatsApp group. So we need to just bring this concept into the chatter, because decisions are actually made in the WhatsApp groups when parents are talking to each other. So we need to make them viral worthy instead of feature dumb. just the same mindset that we use for lift ads as well. And all these three direct towards exactly the same concept ki, okay, this is the second home, and that kid is actually equally and in fact more excited to go to the school. So like the sorry we are closed on Sundays and crayon drawing that the child had prepared, in kids mind there is just no difference between both the places. Both are like home for that kid, and the third one is like the hardest part, picking them up. Nobody usually stops at the billboard. People have less than 5 seconds to scan through it. If we dump it with so many features, then nobody remember them anyways. We have that just one chance to break that pattern. And there's an interesting story about this particular billboard, because initially I actually tried to misspell this Xavier Kids. I wanted to show this is the actual crayon drawing that a kid has prepared, and it's very rare that the kid would have spelled that Xavier Kids correctly. That would give more depth to this billboard. But sometimes we need to actually drop some ideas, because I realized that if a established brand like Google or maybe Samsung or like those brand can actually misspell themselves because they have earned that credibility over the years. Their misspelling would be actually turned out to be a campaign. But if we use it for Xavier Kids, it might backfire us terribly. Parents might think they can't even spell their own school correctly on a big damn billboard. Are they really gonna take care of those small details about my child? So I would just show you. So this was the initial concept that I was thinking about. And just for your reference, this ad was actually inspired by this Heinz, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. This ad don't really talk about any features. This ad don't talk about product catch-up, 100% natural, available on a store, call here, go here, book my show. No. Just look at this intelligence they have coped up with. That's the bar we need to look up to. Okay, so this is how this billboard can actually look like on this damn street of Rajnagar Extension. And then we move on to this admission flyer. Before this, we prepared this terrible concept, I would say. So this was the first iteration, and everything about this is making me so nervous when I'm showing this to you. So yeah. So while preparing this flyer, we just kept two things in mind. This is going to be delivered to the parents. They might have already been receiving so many flyers in this admission season. So we just need to make it a little distinctive. We just try to emphasize on our key part ki, okay, this is the second home for a child, and these are the programs that we provide, and these are the assurances that we give you. But yeah, that's it. Just a real kit, no illustrations, keep it super minimal, and only clear CTA. Okay, just call on this number. That's it. And then we moved on to this identity cards. We created these ID cards for 4 user personas: the students, teachers, parents, and the visitors. And we gave all these ID cards a unique color code. Of course, all these colors are aligned with our brand identity, but at the same time, a security guard can look at these ID cards 10 feet away and can identify this is the visitor that is that's the visitor. Okay, so this is a visitor that is coming to visit. So that was the main reason. Also, there are some very subtle little design decisions that we took. We are showing ki, okay, this is Avdesh. Yeah, I wasn't that cute when I was little, but yeah, there is a small medical note at the back. Let's suppose a student has asthma or maybe some critical allergy. So of course we aren't really showing them on the face itself, but at the back side, in case of emergency, we have that note apart from the blood group that is usually listed on the ID card. By the way, this empathetic design that I'm talking about, actually I remember that case of Blinkit as well, where a guy actually posted something on LinkedIn that when he ordered something from hospital, the Blinkit showed ki, okay, we have prioritized your order because we noticed that you have been ordering it from hospital. So nobody asked Blinkit to do that, right? And nobody would even care until they actually order this from the hospital and notice ki, oh. But these are very small design decisions that actually communicate empathy and makes the user felt seen. Yeah, then here it is, this teachers ID cards. It's simple, and the pickup and the visitors. For the guardian pickup card as well as this visitor pickup card, there are separate guidelines that we have already listed. Let's suppose I'm visiting the school for the very first time, and the guard stops me and tell me, hey, Avdesh, don't click the pictures and always be accompanied with a school staff and return the pass at the reception. Like, me getting communicated with all these guidelines at the front gate might make me feel like a dumb person. But if we can just put this on the visitor guidelines itself, so whenever a person signs up at the gate ki, hey, I just want to visit the school and I have an appointment, then the card can simply just write their name and purpose, date, and issued by with the marker, and just let them know ki, hey, just skim through the visitor guidelines as well. That's it. And this just so subtly can communicate the restrictions, and yeah, that's it. This is the mock-up. Okay, now let's come to the landing page, and it's gonna be my favorite part. This is the hero section for Xavier Kids new landing page, and there is this very little parallax effect. Okay, now once we are on the website, we have to maintain every single second like a currency, because parents have already opened 2 or 3 tabs, or maybe in fact 7 tabs already on their mobile phone. So we need to be super quick at letting them know what Xavier Kids stands for at and what makes us different. And this need to be balanced with illustrations as well as accompanied by the real moments. Only illustrations and stock clip art can just make the entire vibe look so cartoonish without feeling that real depth. This is the like all these cards, these USP cards that we have. These little expression sheet can be used right here. This is like sticky CTA for them, since we are on a desktop, so parents can actually scan this QR code and book directly via WhatsApp. Also, just for a heads up, this book a visit not a conventional approach, because usually 99.9% of school website that you will see, they usually show a form, parents name, student name, age, hobby, Aadhaar card number, whatever, all those, so many different fields. But when a parent is landing on the landing page and they wish to actually connect with the school, then our first and the foremost mission is to get their contact number. Everything else can be parked for WhatsApp follow-ups or maybe personalized calls ki, hey, we just received your query, how can we help you, and how can we make your child's future, like something like that, right? But right now our main purpose is not to confront them on the door ki, no, just tell us all the information and then we will send you some personalized note, because you will not, and parents will not fill this in the first place. So this will be navigated with the WhatsApp follow-up. And then we are just catering to the anxiety the parents are actually dealing with. We're just letting them know that we do understand them. And then 5 programs that we offer. Then the safety parameters that we follow and the testimonials. This is actually a very important section. By the way, when I'm presenting to you, then I'm just realizing myself that maybe we can move the testimonials a little bit upward, or maybe 1 or 2 testimonials somewhere around here to just bring that trust factor. But yeah, I'll need to see that it should not clutter this entire area. Yeah, in fact, a couple of testimonials can be embedded in the video format. These will make them sound more and more realistic, but at the same time we need to see ki it shouldn't really interfere with the speed of the page. So that's the balance we'll need to look forward to. This is the last CTA visit ki hey, yeah, book a visit, and or maybe just talk to our admissions and FAQ and this is a little lead magnet, and this is our footer. This is the sticky strip. Wherever I am on the page, this strip just sticky right there. I can just make the call anywhere on the page. Since I was talking about mobile optimization, so this entire page is optimized for mobile. And if you look at this, then this is the sticky button right there, because the main CTA button should ideally be as close as possible to the thumb area. Let's just move to our last part. These are the infrastructure possibilities. So just don't freak yourself out. It's not gonna be implemented in phase 1 itself. Definitely these are the possibilities that we can shoot 1 year down the line or 2 year down the line, or maybe if the management is actually bullish or maybe aggressive around getting everything done and going all in. So like sky is the limit. We can actually bring this identity at every damn single touch point and make it as personalized as possible. So yeah, this is how our cute bus can actually look like. And this is the real building that we have right now for Xavier Kids. So this is how it can be aligned with the brand colors and brand identity. Other than this, our main gate can actually look something like this in the long run. And yeah, that's the power I was just talking about. When we are conducting an event in a society, this is how we can just take it to another level to bring that fucking recall value. So yeah, a quick recap. So just give you a super quick version of what we went through in this entire video. First of all, I just thank you for your patience if you have been sticking around for so long. We covered about why we chose Xavier Kids in the first place, and what the gap that we are trying to fill, that we need to make and everything cohesive and memorable. And then we try to position it uniquely, and we presented our entire brand guideline, prepared this comprehensive 20 to 25 page document. And then I showed you a couple of BTS and how we evolved the mascot identity itself in the first place, how we positioned and how we came up with that tagline, "Ki where little minds feel home," and what are the quick rule of thumbs for the logo uses, our colors, typography, everything. And then we talked about social media posts, and then how our lift ads can actually look like, and then the billboard campaigns, what inspired us and what we dropped by the way in the process, the admission flyer, the ID cards, landing page, the infrastructure possibilities, like literally most of the things. And now, so if you are a school owner or a principal watching this till this very end, first of all, I just want to congratulate you, because you are first of all listening to the right person, because this is all what I do. I'm awadhesh.pareek and I run Brand School, where my only mission is to help a school like yours to stand out in this market by building brand system that command premium fees without price wars or some desperate discounts. If you want something like this for your own school, your approach, for what you stand for something that differentiates your school in the market, right? So just don't overthink about it. Let's just get on a call and let's just discuss the possibilities that we can go with. Okay, so you can hit me up on my email ID, awadhesh.pareek@vbrandschool.com, or you can simply DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn, or maybe just book a call directly with me via call.com. We already have that link in my LinkedIn bio, where we can just connect together and just have a quick chit chat session and just brainstorm about the possibilities that we can go with. Okay, thank you so much for watching this, and I just genuinely wish all the very best for our school. Thank you.